Good morning, hello, and welcome to today's episode of Let's Rant, where for you keen-eye viewers, we will be ranting over the latest installment from Techland, which is Dying Light. Now, today we'll be looking mostly at the gameplay and how it compares to its predecessor of Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide. Now, to put you in the picture, at this point of the game, I've been playing for about 40 hours, which has progressed me through the majority of the skill trees. And I've unlocked the majority of the map and have acquired some pretty cool stuff. But to give you a bit of an idea of how the game really plays out, I have purposely gone back to the very beginning, and I've started with the very first weapon. And let's have a look at really how the game treats you when you start. Now, you're about 20 minutes in at this point. We've just come out of the tower, which is very much your starting point for the majority of the game. It is your hub, your home base. And you come out and you have watched your pretty beginning video, which sort of tells you who you are and why you're there. And you've had a lesson on how to run, which admittedly is something the majority of us learn when we are sort of 2 or 3. And this is it. You are now released into this beautiful parascamic world. It is gorgeous. I'm going to start by saying that it is one of the prettiest games I've played in a long time. It's still not the best. I'd say maybe Assassin's Creed is more detailed, although I'd say this is more realistically beautiful. And maybe I'd probably say maybe Tomb Raider on full settings still might be just a little bit nicer. If you're thinking of the genre of sort of free roaming games, not comparing to stuff like more linear games like The Last of Us, which is not really a fair comparison. But it is gorgeous, so it's beautiful. And this is even on the full settings. I'm playing on the PC with an Xbox joypad, and this is on medium specs for everything. I would normally have a higher, but when I'm recording, there's a bit of a patty about it. So here we are. You're released, and you think, oh, right, time to get me some zombie killing action. I've been waiting for 20 minutes now to start bashing some skulls. I've got myself my lead pipe, actually it's an iron pipe thing. And you know, when you hit a zombie with a head with an iron pipe, only one thing can happen, and that is the fun stuff. We're going to see some heads go pop. So let's jump down here and find the first zombie and see what happens. Yoo-hoo, over here. Just remember, this is the very beginning of the game, and I'm weak and slow, and I have little health. And wait a minute, this isn't right. I'm banged you in the head with an iron pipe over and over again. Why aren't you dying? Why aren't you dying? Oh, finally dead. And that is it. This is the beginning of the game. As you can see in the bottom right hand corner, my iron pipe has already taken a quarter of its hit, is already gone. And it took ages, absolutely ages, to sort of batter that zombie to death. And that is kind of Dying Light in a nutshell. It's despite being a zombie game, a zombie killing game, it's tries to encourage you not to always fight. And actually, it discourages it a lot, because its focus this time, if you read the packaging, is the parkour, the running of it all. Oh, here comes another one. Let's just put this one to bed, and we will show you what I mean. Just die, batter, bloody hell. Now, this is me at the end. I'm going to say I've got full strength, I have unlimited stamina now when I fight, because I've gone all the way up the power skill tree, and yet it still takes that long with this rubbish weapon. If you were to start this game, you'd run out of stamina, you wouldn't be able to breathe, you wouldn't be able to move, you wouldn't be able to run. It is just not... It's not enjoyable to fight zombies, and it's kind of, at first, a bit of a disappointment, like, yes, come on, gotta kill me some zombies. And then you go out there and you take on your first zombie, and before you finish killing it, another 2 have turned up and have started eating your ass, quite literally. And you think, so what's this game all about then? Well, it's all about running. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the free roaming in a nutshell. You've got to get up here, you're going to jump, you're going to climb up on this roof. And that is beautiful. It's a beautiful and fluidic way of running around and exploring the environment. It is very simple keys. RB on the Xbox joypad is jump. And if you can reach it and you hold down that jump button, you scramble up it as well. It just works. It's beautiful. It's a really, really nice and fluidic way of running around the city. And it works very well, in my opinion. They don't make it complicated. You've got your normal button for run, you've got your jump button, and you've got your crouch button, which is slide when you're running, and it just works. I mean, it doesn't need to be more complicated than that. You don't need... Now, I'm not naming names, But you don't need to be pressing a button for run mode, and then another button to actually run, and then another button to actually jump, and another thing to actually, do anything else. It's just you run and you jump. And that's what's good about this game. They've thought about this and gone, we are making a big to-do about this whole running around party, so let's actually make it enjoyable and easy to do. Oh, yeah. In the face. Oh, I just love it when you see the bones break like that. There we go. Right, what's it doing? Cheeky little kids. So that is it. It is a game which is trying to encourage you to run around and make the most of its environment and not just to fight. Although there is, as you can tell, a lot of fighting involved. There we go. So actually this is a good example of what this game kind of highlights to me. Making the most of the ability to run and being able to be a free roaming entity. The game consists mostly of, you've got your main story mission and of course your side missions as well, as you would in any other game. But at the same time you get these little mini missions that appear every now and again if you're in the right place at the right time, and they pop up all the time, so you'll always come across one pretty much every 5 minutes guaranteed. You have these little missions where you can protect someone or help someone out, and straight away you are able to I've never read that before. And straight away you're able to gain a few experience points and do something different, something to almost distract you, something to try something to make the game feel more alive, more like an open world, something which is constantly changing and evolving. Here we go, just jump up here. Oh, falling. Oh, what a fall. Here we go again. So, as I said, the game is made up of two parts. You've got your running part, and, of course, as we can see here, your fighting part. Now, the combat in this game is very straightforward. If you've played Dead Island, it is very much rinse and repeat. You swing your weapon, when it hits their head goes pop. If you hit their arms go break, and if you hit their legs, they fall over. You've got your kick, which uses up absolutely no stamina, does a surprising lot of damage, as per usual. And your weapons are once again the same. You've got your machetes, you've got your katanas, my personal favourite weapon, you've got your guns, handguns, rifles, everything else is exactly the same. They've literally just got them all and copied them over from Dead Island, and that's fine with me because it works. They are straightforward weapons. You can pick up anything to a lesser or larger extent, from iron pipes like this at the beginning of the game, which will be your staple of weapons, to once again when you get nearer the end, like I am, to your slightly more professional and above all sharper weapons. When you look at the map, you see it's once again a similar sort of environment. It's open world. You've got your shops, you've got your places where you can rest, your safe zones, you've got your missions and where particular things are, whether it be herbs or other sort of mixed ingredients. As you can see here now, I'm in a safe zone at the moment. And we've got a shop at the moment. Here we go, and I can go and sell the stuff I've picked up, buy some new gears which I can use to upgrade my weapons with, buy some ammo, first aid kits, I need a lot of those, and everything else. So the feel of the game is, as I say, if you've played Dead Island before, it's going to feel very reminiscent. It's very much, I'll be honest with you, a brown palette. It is the sort of big disappointment of the game. Despite it being so big and free roaming, it is a lot of the same. There is another area of the game which I will actually, that's a good point. Let's work our way there, and we'll see the new parts of the game which I've actually unlocked, which unfortunately is going through the sewers. Ugh, more sewers missions. What is it with games, especially zombie games, and there has to be sewers? Just pack it in. Sewers aren't nice places to be, so why put them in games? Doesn't make sense at all. But nevertheless, no. Health, I'm going in the right direction. There we go, this way. Let's try this katana, this proper. Beautiful, look at that. Remove the hand and head at the same time. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the second half of the game. So we've seen the fighting, we've seen the running. Now let's have a look at the fighting. And when you have leveled up as much as I have, and you've got yourself a nice weapon like that, it is just, it's beautiful. It's a work of art. It's also very messy. There we go. So once again, you've got the same, you've got your looting, and you will be doing a lot of this, especially if you want some of the nicer stuff later on. You've got to pick up as much money as you can because you'll be buying a lot of first aid kits. You also want to be picking up a lot of items so you can upgrade your stuff and get some pretty cool weapons. Here we go. I'm going to get out my Hammer of Justice. There we go, nice little medieval pick, which I have strapped on a battery pack to make it full of lightning goodness, and what looks like a poison bug spray thing, which poisons my enemies at the same time. You've got double elemental effects, which is always very entertaining. Now, as you play the game and you fight your way through, you'll find that the zombies in this game are exactly the same. And not exactly the same, there have been a few varieties, but the majority of them are the same, once again, to Dead Island. You'll find I'll be saying Dead Island a lot. You know what, let's make it fun. Every time I say Dead Island, take a shot. You'll be absolutely paralytic by the list. But it is the same. You've got your normal everyday zombies, like these ones which you can just literally eat your way through. You've got the infected ones which run at you from miles away. They're attracted by noise, and they're an absolute pain in the arse because they run up behind you. They climb up buildings like they're nothing, and they'll just batter you until you fall down and you can't get up again. Despite the fact they're like the second zombie you come across, that they are probably my least favourite. Let's get out the old grappling. There we go. Oh, we can see this is very much cheese. Oh no, falling. Oh dear. Oh, that's just embarrassing. That does kind of highlight the fact that it is very easy to die in this game. Very easy, especially if you're an idiot like me. If you're a complete fool and you fall, you will die. And that's it. Despite being a parkour game, it's very realistic in that sense. If you try and do something you cannot do in real life, if you try and do a jump which you cannot achieve, you will die. Full stop. And there's no two ways about it. And I like that. It's got enough in it for me to feel like a god. I'm like a proper ninja. I mean, I got ninja stars. I can climb around in the middle of the night. I can actually take down zombies if I sneak up behind them. You can do proper kung fu moves. In that sort of sense, you do feel awesome. You do feel like a zombie killing ninja, but at the same time, you're not immortal. If you do mess up, you will die, and it will punish you straight away. Oh crap, I'm on the wrong side of the bridge. Oh, that's just embarrassing. Let's have a look at the map. Yeah, I've got to go down that way. It's been a while since I've been through the sewers, actually. I tend to use a shortcut now. Oh, thank God there was a shortcut, because you don't want to keep going through the sewers. It's a pain in the ass. So yeah, as I was saying, complete tangent. You've got your running zombies, you've got your everyday zombies, you've got your spitting zombies. Oh, there comes one. That's actually rather good timing. There he is, just there. Also, an absolute pain. Let's get rid of him before he winds me up too much. You've got your big ones, which carry a heavy weapon, big luggage things, and you do the usual duck and weave. You've got, which are very much like the big thugs in Dead Island. Take a shot. You've got your... What else do you have? Oh yes, you've got I've just come across the really big ones, just like the ones which are in the psycho suits. They just massive, loads of armor, and they just charge at you. And you've really got to... They are full of energy and are really hard to bring down. Those ones are they're very much like a latter end zombie. You've got the ones which, when you get too close to them or if you touch them, they explode, and they have killed me on a number of occasions, very upsettingly, because the other day I was just running past a white van, as you do, and the door just opened and he was there and just exploded right next to me, which I personally think was very rude and was completely uncalled for. So in that regard, the zombies are the same. You've got your runners, you've got your exploders, you've got your spitters, you've got your big chargy heavy ones. But there are a few new ones. There's 3 that I've encountered, which are completely different. The first one, which are the night zombies, and they remind me very much like the vampires in Blade 3. And you would see them in the trailer, and they are a massive pain in the backside. They will jump on you straight away. They are incredibly fast. They can run up anything. They will kill you in about 2 hits, and once they've got on top of you, they won't let you up again. They are absolutely lethal and completely uncalled for. And what makes the night missions so much more difficult. And it does highlight the fact that this game has 2 modes, which is hard and really, really hard when you go out at night. Because not can you not only see anything, and all the zombies become harder and faster, but you get these additional, very, very unfriendly zombies. Oh, look at that! It's a beautiful break. Let's finish it off, shall we? Bang. In your face, quite literally. The other ones which I've come across are the, once again, is a night zombie, is the bolter. Now, these are actually, strange enough, the least threatening of all the zombies, because when they see you, once again, you only get them at night, and they're very rare, they're quite hard to find. The second they see you, they run away. So, not threatening at all, by any stretch of the imagination. But at the same time, definitely worth hunting down. They are often surrounded by the very dangerous zombies. But if you can bring one down, you get some really awesome crafting equipment, but you also get a lot of experience points. You really level up. Which was excellent. Let's just finish him off, and let's run our way through here. And the last one I've come across is, I'd say, by far the most disturbing of all. And it is a new zombie, which you do get in the latter half of the game, in the area I'm going to now. You only get them indoors, and they're called Screamers. Now, this is very much a spoiler alert, so if you don't want to know this bit, put your fingers in your ears. What it is, ultimately, is a zombie child. A child of about 2 or 3 years old, as a zombie. And it's just a really, it's actually quite a distressing thing to come across, because it will, I've always managed to sneak up behind them, and that's the other kind of the disturbing part of it, is you sneak up behind them, and you quite literally put the child to sleep. You break the child's neck. There's a 2-year-old toddler, and you break his neck. It's just. I must admit, I actually do find it. I can get through so many adult zombie skulls and not pattern it, but every time I have to bring down one of these things, I do find it quite strangely difficult. It's really quite disturbing, and in a way it's actually a good thing, because it does push the boundaries. Which I kind of like. It's kind of edgy. It's good. But yeah, if you do not sneak up on them, they obviously wake up and they start screaming the house down, which attracts a lot of zombies. It's almost like a trap zombie. Very dangerous indeed. But at the same time, very, very disturbing. I don't think we won't be seeing one of those today, because we won't really be going indoors that much. So that's really kind of it in a nutshell with regards to how it compares combat-wise with Dead Island. As I said, you've got the same sort of combat style and feel, and you've got the same sort of zombies as well. And the main change is, of course, the parkour. Like as predecessors, well, you do have 3 skill trees, and I think that's really the next thing to be looking at today. Now, as you might have noticed, as I've been running around, you will see there are 2 bars in the top left-hand corner, and on the left-hand side is my agility. And you see there I just got +5, +10. Every time I do something which involves agility, whether it be using the grappling hook, running, jumping, sliding, using traps, anything like that, my agility goes up. And that will give you more skills with regards to being able to run faster, run further, do cool things like be able to block enemies and dodge out of the way and things like that. On the right hand side, you see my power one as well. Now that is maxed out, so you won't actually see any points going into it. But every time I kill a zombie, I will gain power points, and once again, that's focusing very much on your strength. And that will give you more health, so you can more attacks, like wind-up skills, sort of power attacks and things like that. So the game does encourage you to run around and do lots and lots of things. It encourages you to level up and I don't want to say grind, because that's really the sort of wrong word, but it does encourage you to, well, practice really, because practice makes perfect. The other, oh, here we go. So we go, bang! Oh, look at that. Oh, I just can't get enough of that. The other skill tree, the final one, is the survival one. Now, this skill tree is focus very much on the game itself. As you do missions, as you complete through the story, if you help people get airdrops and things like that, you'll gain survival points. And this last skill tree focuses more on things like blueprints, being able to make stuff. It gives you the grappling hook, my personal favourite weapon, or favourite tool. It shields and other wonderful skills like that.
You to not be playing heroes in the dark, huh? Get back here or find a safe house. You've got about 1 hour.
Yeah, perfectly timed. Soon we'll get to see the fun of playing at night and a completely different side to this game. So here's the skill tree. Where is it? There it is. So you've got your survival, as I said. Now I've fully worked this way up. So I'm now in a position where I can make shields, use the grappling hook, I can barter stuff, I can buy things for cheap, I can make grenades and ninja stars to set up traps, carry loads of stuff. And this the survival skill tree almost dictates your level in the game as well. As you level up this, you find the zombies tend to get a bit harder. But it also dictates what weapons you can buy. As you start your level 1, the only things you can really buy are things like iron pipes and chair legs and rubbish like that. As you get to sort of level 5, you start getting better things like sort of chef's knives and and then level 10 sort of machete. And as you work your way up all the way to 25 right now, you get things like assault rifles, katanas, bronze swords. The really fun stuff. The sort of where where you want to be, and is actually ironically where the most damage is. Because the damage doesn't actually come from the damage from the power skill tree. This just gives you more health, really. And it means you can throw your weapons and you can swing stuff harder and do special skills like curb stomp and stuff like that. But it doesn't actually make you do more damage per se. And that is actually more in the survival things, more in the weapons, and that's why it's a little bit of a red herring. You want to actually, if you want to do more damage and get through more zombies, you don't want to keep whacking them so much. You actually want to do the story or do the side missions, and you want to help people out because you want to get the better weapons. That is going to help you get through all those zombies. And the last one, of course, is agility. This is the hardest one to level up. This is the one I haven't got all the way through. I think probably also the most useful skill tree, because I really want to be here, the ultimate runner, where you can have unlimited running goodness, and then I really will be the perfect ninja. That'd be awesome. And that's the funny thing, is it? Because you level up independently, depending on what you do. I always thought that I'd level up the agility straight away, because that's the kind of person that I am, and it would take me ages to load up the power things, so I'm much more of a running around kind of person. But it's been the complete opposite. As you can see, I'm 4 levels out. I'm 24 on power and only 20 still on running. So it's actually made me realise something a little bit about myself, which is I'm much more violent and belligerent than I really thought I was. Or maybe I just really enjoy breaking zombie skulls. But then again, you can blame me. Splat. Zombie skull! Splat. So much better. So the game, this is very much a game of 2 halves. In every sense of the word. And we are, as you can hear from that bell tolling, we are about to encounter the second half of the game, which I mentioned earlier, which is fighting at night. And the gameplay changes quite dramatically when it happens. You get a real different feel to the game. When you play during the day, especially later on like now when you've got some really good stuff, you really do feel like a zombie killing avatar. You are here and no one can stop you, and you can work your way through waves of zombies. Nothing in this world can really bring you down. At night, even as late in the game as I am now, you feel very, very vulnerable. Actually, this is also in a way coming to the point, which is even here and now, I can take down all these zombies without losing more than half my health. It is, it is realistic, and it will punish you for extracting the urine. I can hear P50 Thumb, one of those really big, ugly zombie bums. Here we go. Let's climb up here, and you can see some of my friends down there are trying to take down that big zombie. So let's go down there and help him before it's too late. Actually, probably too late now. Ooh, let's get down here. Oh, right, that's the one of the ones with the big heavy weapons. And let's dodge. Oh, dodge. Right, that's him down. Ooh, get over here. Alright, there's the big one. Oh, bloody hell. I mean, these things are absolute bastards. He's going to kill me. Whoa, run away. Oh, he's down. Get in.
This is Io
Normally a lot more
speaking.
difficult than that. My friends
You know
clearly
the
did a lot more
drill.
damage.
Get to the nearest safe house and wait until dawn. Good night. Good luck.
Right, let's mend my weapon. Let's give myself some health. Actually, let's get a better weapon out. Right, machete it up. Because now it gets real. And as you can see, as we're playing the game, the daylight just does move and change, and you start seeing dusk and think, now is not really the time to be hanging around. If I'm doing a mission, let's finish it up quickly, or let's find on the map where our nearest safe place is. Because you don't. I must admit, when I first started playing the game, I was an absolute coward. I would not go out at night at all. Now I'm a little bit bolder. I will maybe go outside for about half an hour. I still won't hang up for that long at night because it is just so bad. I actually I haven't long been in the second half of the game, which is the city here. So I don't know it very well, and I'm actually very nervous about being out here at night, because I don't know the shortcuts and I don't know the safe places, so we're probably going to see me die a couple of times as I try and run around the city and prove a point. Snap. Just can't beat the ninja. What time is it? 20:40, and that's when nighttime starts. Nighttime starts at 9 o'clock, so it gives you plenty of warning, plenty of a chance to escape and get out of here. Let's see if I can get that car trap set up. Right, let's jump on here. And you can jump onto certain safe places. This is one of them. If you see a big collection of blue bin bags, it is safe to jump from there from any height. This is something you should not try at home, though. And this is a very different. So if you try it at home, you will really mess yourself up, especially with jumping from about 4 stories. Oh, come on, nighttime. Oh, now it's getting much darker. Yeah, almost time. Now, if you want to speed ahead, if you actually just want to go straight into nighttime, or vice versa, if you want to go straight into daytime, you can go back to a safe place and go to bed, and you can sleep until either time. If, like me, you're a coward, you'll wait till nighttime and then go to bed. If you are insane, you will wait until you'll go there during the day and you'll sleep in the day and come out only at night. Now, there is advantages to playing at night time. You think, well, if it's so dangerous, if it's so bad, why bother doing it at all? Just sleep through the lot. Here we go. Looking at the clock. He's coming. There it is. That blood-curdling scream. Nighttime is coming. And now, if we use our ninja sense, we can see in the orange there, and they'd be the only ones on the minimap which have a cone vision. Those are, oh crap, those really hard ones, and he's already spotted me. Bloody hell. Oh, he fell, what an idiot. I've never seen that before. That is clumsy to the extreme. Oh my god, that was actually good time as well, because I wasn't really prepared at all. It is, as you can see, they just climb up, they run up anywhere, so you really want to stay on the move. You don't want to stay in one place for too long. You shouldn't really have your torch on because they can see it as well, and they will hunt you down. But the advantage of playing at night is, you can see in the top left hand corner, my agility is going up in leaps and bounds, quite ironically, but on tish, because at night time your points are doubled. You get double the power points, double the agility points, you gain additional survival points if you survive through the night. And also, you can only get certain items at night time, or certain nighttime herbs, and as I said, certain nighttime creatures like the bolter. I wonder if we can find one on the map, see if I can show you one. Here we go, there's one there, a bolter feeding ground. Let's go on a bolter hunting mission, to give you an example of one. And then I think that will probably round up this Let's Rant. Oh, crap. Here we go now. Even though he is not one of the crazy ones, like that one climbing up there, he is still bad news. He's kind of a morphed one. He's one of the normal running ones, but a lot more dangerous than before. Let's see if we can just quickly take him down before he even notices me. And let's bring you down as well. Right, now because I'm a coward, I'm at the night, I'm going to camouflage myself by covering myself in zombie guts. This is a trick learned from The Walking Dead, and it is surprisingly effective actually. It was a skill tree you get about halfway through survival, I think so, at level 9, and I would highly recommend that you get it. So as we start winding down the game, let's show the last sort of big change between Dying Dead Island and Dying Light, and that is traps. Let's fall down here, and I'll show you one. As you see here, you've got spike traps, which the zombies quite literally stick to. It is instant death and is very entertaining. You get this, which is a car trap. I've only had some zombies around here, I can show it to you. When you activate it, it makes a lot of noise, zombies get near it, and when they do, it explodes, or it sends out an electric pulse, and everybody dies. Very fun. Just quickly take you down, thank you very much. You also get defense traps, which are incredibly useful. Because I've actually had on a number of occasions I've been running from the more evil little bastards, and I've caught myself having to run through one whilst I've been chased by sort of 5 of them, turning around, spinning like that in the dark, setting off the trap, and having them all caught in it and just being able to escape. And it's been one of the very rare occasions where I've managed to do so. Here we go. There's another car trap. There's a lot of zombies, but they probably not quite close enough. Here we go. That's right, as you can see, the noise really wound this one up. It's one of the chasers, but it's really running over it, really wants to attack it, and then boom! Left off. That was fun. Right, let's go and find that bolter. So yeah, that is the main change. So the main changes between Dying Light and Dead Island, take shots, is the day and night time cycle. The fact that you level up more like you would in the Elder Scrolls series, you level up by learn by doing, as it were. And the introduction, as I say, of the day-night cycles. Now, I'm getting at these flares because this is the only thing these evil zombies are afraid of, which is UV light. So yeah, there is. Oh, and of course, the parkour is the fact that the game is no longer linear. It's no longer 2 step forwards, 1 step back. Oh, crumbs. Right, let's drop a flare. I'm being chased big time. Right, as I'm being chased, I'm almost at and this is what I need about getting properly scared. Oh, did you see his head around the corner? Run! Run away! Climb up, quick! Up we get. Now, this is what I mean about being at night time, being a very different game indeed. Oh, that bolter's completely escaped. You barely even saw him as well. He goes down here somewhere, I think. Whoa, oh my god, I can fall! Whoa! Right, let's set this trap off. No, behind me just yet. Quickly come up here. And this is what I love about this game. This is, at night time, it just feels so much more exciting. It just, oh crap. It's really, even now, I mean, I remember the first time I was out at night, I actually got so nervous. I was panting as I played. I actually physically lost my breath. Oh, crap. That's great. I mean, ooh, bloody hell, what's all happened to his head? I so rarely get a game like that now, and it's so nice to see. I was actually, as I physically panting, I actually lost my breath. Boom. As I play the game, and it's so nice to see a game where you can become so involved and so engaged into it. So I think, oh my god, panic. I mean, this is much better than those bloody Blair Witch Project-like games. I mean, if you really want a game to wind you up, oh my god, he's right up my jacksie. Oh, don't bend your weapon now. Run, you idiot, run! Slide under here. Oh my god, who put all those zombies in? Right, I need to find a self-help, and I need to find a safe place to scream. Yeah, so much better than the sort of Blair Witchy Project games. I want a game which is actually terrifying because I genuinely fear for my life, and I can actually see the terror, and have it happen. Actually, one who's just opened the door behind me, just below me, hasn't noticed me yet. Yeah, there he is. Bastard. Right, let's get rid of you. She's waited. Wait a minute, one can see me. Ah, run away! Where's the safe house? Ah, there's one over there, right. Let's run to the safe house, and I think we'll be pretty near to wind down this game. So yeah, as I was saying, this is an excellent game. Giving it review-wise, I will be giving it a 10 out of 10. It's still, somewhere safe. And that is very rare. I wouldn't normally give the game a 10 out of 10. It is a game which still has some bugs in it, and still has some few things that I would definitely change for the next one. I do hope they bring out a second one. I want them to bring out a better story. There's definitely what lacks the most in this game. The story is pretty much non-existent, and that's a bit of a downside. It is very much a case of this game has zombies, so that's our excuse to not have a good storyline. And I don't think that's an excuse at all, because I have seen there are games and films. Actually, I haven't seen many games. All zombie games actually have crap stories. But you do get the occasional film. I do remember a really good TV series called, I think it's called In the Flesh. It was a UK Channel 4 TV program all about zombies, and they sort of come back to life, but there's medicine to sort of make them more normal. It was a really gripping TV program where you actually genuinely started to care and become engaged with the characters. And it's so disappointing that this game and that any sort of zombie games really managed to do that. But gameplay-wise, it's amazing. I mean, it's got me wanting for more every day. I've just been thinking about how I can't wait to get back into this game. Because, well, I'm a zombie killing ninja. I mean, how could you not want to get back into this game again? It looks beautiful. The main things for me, as I said, I'll make the story better, and I'll try and make a bit more variety with the maps. I mean, they're big, so you don't really ever feel like you're doing the same place more than once, because you're always going from a different angle and a different height. And I know that making the game which is parkour is quite hard to pull that off in, say, a jungle or, a desert. But at the same time, it would be nice to see some neon lights and, a few pretty colours rather than this collection of beige. So, yeah, I'd try and get a bit more variety in that. And the last thing I'll do is try and blend the parkour, which is exceptional. I mean, it feels so nice just running around doing this. This is entertaining in a roundabout kind of way. It's slightly lethargic and hypnotic, but at the same time just enjoyable. But mixing that with the combat, because every time you do something cool, like, run up a wall and then jump down and do a nice sort of like drop kick or whatever it is, it still feels like a collection of moves rather than one nice fluidic movement. What I really want to see is them bringing in a little bit of Prince of Persia, a little Prince of Persia magic to this game, and then it would be perfect. I mean, it is still quite hard to fault this game. I mean, the guys at Techland have done an excellent job, and clearly they have a photo of me on their desk and just went, hey, let's make that guy a game. And I'm glad they did. Bye bye. Wee splash. Oh, really nice meaty chunks there. So bring out a second one. Please do. So that is out. This is a fantastic game. Do get it. So thank you very much for watching today. Our Let's Rant. I will be bringing you out another episode soon, and we'll probably be looking at the latest Lord of the Rings game, which I've been playing as well, which is Shadow of Mordor. I'll also, leave your comments below. I'd like to hear what you have to say with regards to the controversy which has happened with this game, with it not being released in digital copies, or digital copies being released, but the physical copies not being released anywhere apart from in America, and how for a whole month, and how that's been delayed, and how that's affected you. And do you think they've done the right thing by hitting the floor with a large lump? No, by saying, look, we're really sorry about the fact that you didn't get your game, but if you're in one of these areas where you didn't get it, we are going to give you all the free DLCs. Do you think Techland are actually to blame, or is it really the publisher's fault, which are Warner Brothers? Because, all Techland have to do is make the game. And do you think, do you also think this is a good game? Would you recommend it to your friends? So, thank you very much. We have survived the night, just about, and I would say good night and good luck.